We're talking about landscape maintenance for fall and some of the things that you can get done this end of the season to get a better jump start on spring.
Yeah, so probably the most important thing is the weeds.
Right.
You know, all year long, these annual weeds have been popping up and growing, and you know, you see the seeds on these things. They're going to spread out, and they're going to be what comes up next year.
Right.
So getting a head start on that now to try to reduce a little bit. And then, of course, if you got perennial weeds like goldenrod and dandelions and things like that, it's a good idea to get a handle on them, whether you use a weed killer or dig out the roots or whatever. Okay.
And speaking of digging, it's a great time in the fall to divide perennials. So if you've got things like hostas and daylilies that you want to dig up, cut them back almost all the way to the ground, dig that clump up, you can move them around, and that gives you a jump start on things that you don't have to do in the spring.
Yes, and it's a great time of year because you get the good moisture and you still have plenty of season for the roots to grow and establish before winter.
Right. So that you can spend more time in the spring on mulching. You don't want to do that in the fall?
Yeah, I mean, mulching in the fall, you can do it, but a lot of people do it more for a visual thing, so it'd be nice to do that in the spring. But probably the other really important thing to do in the fall is pruning.
Right.
What we call dormant pruning from about the middle of October on. It's a great time of year to renovate those lilacs, forsythia, those big old shrubs. A lot of the, most of the deciduous plants, burning bush, all that stuff can get really whacked down heavy this time of year to come up in the spring.
Right. And fall is a good time to fertilize, but you want to make sure you use a slow release, right?
Yeah, slow release or granular versus the liquid. I wouldn't use the liquid this time of year. Okay.
So if you've got any other questions about things that should be done in fall or need help with your fall maintenance, give us a call. Thank you for joining us. I'm Liz Snyder.
And I'm Jim Hoteling, the home gardener from Hillside Garden Landscaping.